In 2018, I did a broadcast about Marcus and Joni Lamb and their Heart for the World telethons. And at the time, Marcus was selling cancer cures and salvations and getting your child out of jail for $7,000. And it's no wonder why Daystar and Joni Lamb are under judgment now.
Life. See what God will do in that situation. See what God will do. I'm going to tell this story. I hadn't told it in a long time. I was in Orlando, Florida, and the Lord gave me a word. It wasn't about 7,000. It was about 50,000. And it was about a lawsuit situation where they'd been fighting for months, and it just seemed like they weren't going to win the case. And I said, there's a person watching. God is saying, if you will make a commitment of $50,000 after you win your lawsuit, then God is saying, I will cause the lawsuit to settle. It'll settle in your favor. It'll do it more quickly and for a bigger amount than what it would have been if you didn't. Before 24 hours was up, before I could even get out of Orlando and get back to Dallas, the man called that made the pledge, and he said, the lawyers on the other side who were fighting against me, they just came and brought the documents and said, here's the documents that are going to prove your case. We don't want to get in trouble with the court, so we're handing them over to you, and we're now willing to double our previous offer. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? In less than 24 hours, there was such an amazing breakthrough, such an incredible turnaround. Only God can do something. And that man said, that's the best $50,000 I've ever committed to the Lord in my entire life. You need to go to the phone. You may be in that situation where you need favor with lawyers, with a judge, with an insurance company, whatever it is. Your son or daughter may be facing a legal situation with the courts, and you need God to keep him or her out of jail, out of prison. If God's speaking to you, then you need to call. You need to call. Could be somebody that you're so fearful about cancer and the doctors have not been able to get the job done. But God may be saying, you do this, one of these three, to give $7,000 and say, God, I believe you will conquer cancer in my life. If the Lord's speaking to you now, if any of them have come in, if you can give them to me, because we're getting ready to pray. We have another guest. In fact, I want Pastor Dan Willis to go and join with Bishop George Bloomer. And I'm coming in there in a minute, and we're going to pray. There's still a bunch of people on the lines, and we're waiting for all of these to get processed. But let's show that board again. If you're one of the three people the Lord is speaking to about $7,000, either as a one-time gift or you can spread it out over 12 months, you need to call, and you need to call now. And I want to personally hold it in my hand and speak the release of whatever it is that you need God to do for you. The number's on the screen, 1-800-329-0029. And if there's any other pledges that have come in, if we can get them over there to where Bishop George Bloomer is and where Pastor Dan Willis, who is the senior pastor of the Lighthouse Church of All Nations in Chicago, Illinois. And he is going to be doing our next segment. They're taking these pledges over there to Bishop George Bloomer and to Pastor Dan Willis. One more time, let me show you that board. Three people that you are supposed to pledge $7,000 concerning a major situation, a big situation, a large situation. Nothing has worked out so far. You haven't had that breakthrough so far, but you need God to do it, and you need God to do it soon. You put God to the test. You make this commitment to the Lord. Trust also in the Lord. Commit thy way unto Him. And He says, and I will give unto you the desire of your heart. Believe the Lord over this and see what He's going to do. All right. I'm getting ready. All right, if you got something to show me, quickly. I need it in a hurry. The number's on the screen, 1-800-329-0029 or daystar.com, and make your pledge. There's still lots of people on the phones. Many of you are still calling. Maybe you're still one of those $77 a month for 12 months. Make that call and just make the devil weep. Make that call and just make the demons have heart attacks. Give them an upset stomach and a migraine headache. They're going to tremble in their boots as they see you worship God with your giving, as they see you obedient to do what the Lord is speaking to you to do. Go to the phone right now. Call that number and make that call. And we're checking on some things I hope to be able to share with you here in just a minute. But 3 people, at least, that the Lord's speaking to about $7,000